Who are you? I'm like at this random plaza in Curtis, where I live. And you're here in Bowmanville. Why am I picking you up in Bowmanville? Tell me.
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Trish from Copper Branch.
Trish from Copper Branch.
Trish from Copper Branch.
And Trish from Copper Branch, I'm not picking you up traditionally in Whitby because you have more than one location. Miss Fancy Pants, tell me more.
My favorite location's in Brooklyn. I'm not going to lie. It's true. It was my first baby. It was the original Copper Branch.
Okay.
So it holds a special place in my heart. It truly does. And I'm not just saying that. But we've expanded and we're doing great things for our communities, and we're bringing some amazing new menu items. And we've gone beyond Canada now into the U.S.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
congratulations!
So thank you.
So Copper Branch is
it's a plant-based restaurant. It's an alternative to the traditional. It is a franchise out of Montreal.
Okay.
Founded by a gentleman named Rio Infantino.
That's a great hand. What is it?
Rio Infantino.
That's like it's made up in a Harlequin movie.
I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's his name.
That's a great handle.
So he's been true to the vision of wanting to do this for many years. He's in about year 6 of his strategy execution.
Okay.
He originally just started out as wanting to build stores in Quebec, and then when he thought through expansion, he talked about a franchise model.
Okay.
And I had just retired from HP, and we met each other and talked about whether this made sense for Ontario. And I'm working now as a partner in Ontario to develop the chain and also to help train the franchisees internationally.
So do you own the franchise territory of Ontario? Like
Durham, so I own Durham Region.
You own Durham Region.
I will own all the stores in Durham, but I'm also partnered in Ontario with my business partner's name is Scott Grandin. So we own the rights to Ontario.
So if somebody wants to buy a franchise in Ontario, they come through you guys.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and we do all the onboarding. We help them with their marketing strategy.
Of course.
All that kind of stuff.
Of course. That's fantastic. So you kind of went after HP. I'm like, so I need to step back a little. What do you mean? So you worked at HP in what? In the business side and marketing?
Yeah, I was the vice president of operations.
Oh my goodness.
I had a lot of travel in my calendar and a lot of a very strategic, heavy-duty job. It was an amazing career. I loved it.
Great growth opportunities there, right? Personal and professional growth.
Yeah, it was great. And it was great to be a female executive in the IT industry.
Yes.
Because it was just starting.
Right.
And I had Sheila Whitaker as my original president, who was amazing. And then, of course, Meg Whitman as our CEO, who was just a powerhouse female executive. And she's done some amazing things in her life. So to have those people in your field is just such a blessing. And I learned so much.
Oh, you're sitting in a plane or in a lounge near Canada, having a glass of wine, and you think to yourself, yeah, I need to eat plant-based because I'm going to change my health and my well-being, and maybe I'll get into the restaurant business. Who does that as a second career?
It was never on the radar.
Wow.
It was not on the radar at all. I honestly can't even explain.
How does
Sean and I were downtown. We were going to a play
in Toronto.
Okay. And we had some time to kill.
Okay.
So we were walking around, and the franchise show was on in Toronto.
Come on.
Honestly.
And you popped into the franchise show.
To this day, we don't even know why we did. We're both like...
Was it raining? Was it cold?
It was cold. It was really cold, and we were looking for... Basically, that's what it was. So we walked in, and we saw pizza and burgers and the same. And we were just about to leave, and I had to go to the washroom, so I turned the corner, and there was this Copper Branch, and they were sampling their food, and Rio was there, and Andrew, the director of marketing, was there.
Okay.
And so they were sampling brownies, which I'm never going to say no to brownies. And then it was a zucchini brownie. I'm like, oh, this is really delicious. And they had some of their other really signature items. And so I tried them, and I really loved them. And I ran back and got Sean. I said, you got to come and try this food. So he comes and he tries it. He loves it. So I really did not know about plant-based, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't it wasn't how I ate. It wasn't my lifestyle.
Well, even 3 to 5 years ago, it wasn't a common phrase people were using. Like this was a foreign way to speak, even to say a plant-based diet,
so
right?
true.
Like it's so, you were on the cusp of something new.
Yeah, and I didn't even know it. So we connected, and there was an energy there that I can't describe, and the universe conspired, and now here we are. But yeah, really not a linear path by any means whatsoever. And it wasn't strategic on my part. It was really just something we fell into, and then as I started to study it and we started to adopt the lifestyle, it just changed our lives. And I've said this before in terms of the Whitby Chamber and how I see people interact, and it's a very highly functioning team.
Thank you.
You know, that comes from good leadership, obviously, but it just, I feel that there's a different energy to that group of sharing and openness, and less about ego and self-development. I really do see people legitimately trying to help each other. And I just love that.
Yes.
It's wonderful to see.
And isn't it a natural thing that has developed through these types of programs or through this business group, that it's ours, right? Like the chamber is ours, right? So the fact that they're all helping each other, referring business, like
amazing.
It's not forced referrals. It's not they have a genuine desire to help each other.
Absolutely.
I'm in awe.
I am too.
I'm in awe.
And I love to, what I love about that too is that there's, as structured as it is in terms of, you know, the time that it starts, and the agenda is very fluid, and so it tends to roll with whatever's needed in that moment. And Natalie does a really good job of that, but
she does.
Even when she's not there, it just carries on, and there's no judgment, and people will just share ideas with each other, and I love the fluidity of the conversation. It's amazing. Now, the reason I opened in Brooklyn and not downtown Toronto, everybody said to me, "Are you crazy?" I mean, all the stores in Quebec are in Montreal proper.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're the big stores for us in Ontario, Kingston, London, the big university towns. I spent my entire career in big cities commuting, and I didn't want to do that. So Brooklyn for me was stone's throw from my home and my community of people that I knew I could bring value to, and the concept didn't exist here. So a lot of eyebrows raised when I did that, and people thought I was out of my mind putting a plant-based restaurant in Brooklyn. Really, including my former colleagues, my family.
Well, you showed them, didn't you?
Everybody. Well, we got a little lucky, I think, too. But honestly, I think it just was meant to be.
But the food's great, but it's not just that, right? There's a lot of places where the food's great, but the ambiance isn't. So you see people sitting on your deck during the summer, right, on the porch there. It's an ambiance thing. It's how you feel when you're there. You package the whole thing.
Because that's what we're going for. We want it to be a space where like-minded people that are ill. We see people with disease. Honestly, Natalie, it's heartbreaking. We come in, and middle-aged men who have been, you know, had a heart issue, or type 2 diabetes is another big one, and they're just lost. They don't know what to do, and they look and they go, "My doctor tells me I'm going to change my diet, and my doctor tells me I'm going to exercise," and it wasn't a part of their lifestyle. So we try to interconnect them with people that can help them, and you know, we'll do some meal planning with them, and we'll do some sharing of knowledge and books, and we've got libraries of books that they can borrow from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Out of retirement comes all this new learning.
Yeah, all new learning. I learn every day still, and that's part of what I love about this is. But what I think I've learned the most is the importance of community. And for me, and the business that I run, is less about being a restaurant and more about being a community space where people can come and
Well, that's funny, because I wanted to make a point of thanking you, because you are one of our hosts of Java Jolt, a long-running program, and you know, it's so kind, and it is so community focused, right? It's for business, by business, and here you are a host, so that kind of matches your mantra, really, doesn't it? Thank you.
It's an honor to do it.
Oh, I really appreciate you spending the time with me. I know how busy you are, and I'm glad I got to know you a little better, because I get these little snippets of, you know, our membership, but I've never had a chance to actually listen to your story. It's fascinating.
Good to talk to you. I'd like to know more about your story too.
Oh, one day I'll tell
another. I'll pick you up.
Assorted. Oh, that would be wonderful.
We'll do that.
I'll lend you my GoPro.